Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Part 3 gang, y'all, let's get it, y'all. Part 3 gang, y'all, let's get it. Like, share, subscribe, y'all, let's get it. Let's go. Man, that joke was crazy. He was like, yeah, she ain't bring me nothing. Not this week. Well, yeah, she got me a balloon, though. He had a joke in his hand. He was like, yeah, that's what they want. Yeah, that's what they want. Biggs was like, you got some la-la. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna look out for y'all. Ain't a lot. Ain't nothing but like an eighth. Yeah, he started opening that joint up. His adrenaline running. We all in the pod. We all in the cell looking like, as soon as he bust that joint open, you could smell it. You could smell that joint. I was like, man, that joint smell good. He was like, yeah, there's some gas too. He was like, hey, that's why they be hating on me, man. They telling me I'm a wreck. You believe that joint, Biggs, man? Come on, man. Biggs was like, I don't believe nothing, man. That's why I made you rumble for it, man. He was like, you gonna fight for your name? I respect it. As long as dudes ain't got no paperwork, I don't got nothing to do with that, man. We gonna get money in here, right? We gonna get money, right? He was like, yeah, we gonna get money. Yeah, we gonna get money. I was like, bro, how much la-la is that, bro? Like, they doing too much talking. I'm like, yo, how much la-la is that? He was like, man, I ain't selling nothing to weeds. I'm just gonna look out for y'all. Yeah, man, forget them. Let them smell the good la-la. Let them smell the good la-la. I'm like, it's crazy, man. So, like, you know, he was able to be protected. He was able to be protected, man. So, like, at first weekend of him going over, like, bro ain't even been in our pod long. He hasn't been in our pod long, man. But, like, he survived that first weekend. He said he wasn't going to get nothing, but he still came back with something, man. Before I left out of that cell, man, that man gave me a nice size spoon game. He gave me a nice spoon, man. And, like, I didn't really do anything. I didn't have to fight. I didn't have to argue with the red team. I was just like extra body standing down there with Biggs, you know what I mean? So he threw me the spoon. He was like, yo, you gonna look out for? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna play fair with my homeboy. You know what I mean? So him and Biggs stayed down there with the rest. You know what I mean? They called us back down there. They hit a feezy with us, a big jet. You know what I mean? So we got lit. And we was just in the jump, man. Like, just kind of like, nobody really was talking about the obvious, you know what I mean? Except my older head. He probably came up and was like, yo, bro, like, you ain't gonna never be able to hustle. You know what I mean? Until you make an example of somebody, man. He was like, but if I do that, then I'm gonna go to the hole. He was like, well, bro, sometimes it takes that, bro. Sometimes Biggs was like, no, don't put that in his head, man. Come on, man. I'm trying to get some money, man. You gonna tell him knock somebody out with a lock in the sock or stab him? Come on, man. You can't do that, man. You can't do that, man. Come on, man. Leave my roommate alone, man. Homeboy was like, shh, all right. You know what I mean? You got it, man. He was like, man, look, everything good. Everything good, man. He was like, but it's the thing, though. He was like, my sister ain't coming back this weekend, though, man. She gonna come back the following week, man. Like, she got something to do. So Biggs was like, so this is all we got for 2 weeks? He was like, yeah, we gotta make it stretch, man. We gotta make it stretch. Biggs looked like he was disappointed. Like Biggs just showed signs of, like, basically, like, man, he was paying for protection. Like, you know what I mean? Like, some dudes be willing to step up and be in a predicament like this where you actually, like, holding somebody down from not getting their brains pounded in. You know what I mean? But it comes with a price. It always comes with a price, man. And I used to always tell Biggs that, man. But, like, you know, Biggs is his own man. Just like I used to tell him, don't be the #1 thunner. Just like I used to tell him that. I told him about this, man. But Biggs hard-headed, y'all. So, boom. He is, man. That man go by the beat of his own drum. And I ain't mad at him for that. It's his life. He got to do whatever he got to do. I'm just trying to get some la-la out of the deal, man. I'm petty, y'all. I ain't got nothing else going on right now. But bro, for my team. And I rock with him, man. So I'm semi into this stuff a little bit, man. So, like, the week that went by, that first week that went by, you know what I mean? The first week went by, and it was like, I guess because of that fight, like, dudes was telling the red team, like, yo, bro, just chill, bro. Like, nobody really got no proof about what was going on or whatever the case. So everybody kind of job was just letting it be, you know what I mean? So, like, nobody was really just rocking with him. So the dude, Lil Jim, started going to the library and talking to this dude that was in 41 Pod. Now, the dude that he used to talk to that was in 41 Pod was from his city, but the dude that was from his city was a dude that was up in Lawrenceville for a minute. And he used to kick it with him all the time, but he would go to the library or sign up for this, always going just to talk to the dude. Sometimes he'll 229 and get on the yard with him, because if he's on the yard with that dude, the red team wouldn't bother him either. You know what I mean? So like he was all the way around protected for the moment. You know what I mean? So the dude he used to talk to, my homeboy know his roommate. You know what I mean? My homeboy know the dude roommate. So the dude that's in 41 pod, my man homeboy is in the cell with him. So the word that came back, you know what I mean? It came back to my homeboy, and my homeboy came and told me, and I had to tell Biggs. Like that's how that stuff be happening in there, man. So my homeboy pulled up and was like, hey, Weezy, look, man, I gotta holler at you. I was like, what's up? He was like, cause I don't want to talk to Biggs. Cause Biggs, he just like he don't know how to talk. I ain't got time for that. I was like, what's up? He was like, man, look. He was like, you know the dude, that the little Jim be going to talk to all the time. I'm like, yeah. He was like, man, listen. Man, my homeboy in the room with him, man. I was like, for real, what's good? He was like, man, nah, he basically just saying that, you know what I mean? Lil Jim, like, yo, like, he glad he got the Norfolk dudes protecting him, and, like, you know what I mean? The red team ain't gonna bother him because he got the Norfolk dudes, and he ain't had to do nothing but get dudes a couple spoons to make sure they gonna hold him down and all of this. I'm like, word? He like, yeah, bro, like, you talking about he had to just give us a spoon and all of this. I'm like, for real, what else he say? He was like, man, he ain't really say a whole lot except for that. The Norfolk dudes got his back. He said he ain't really say a whole lot except the Norfolk dudes got his back because he paid them a spoon, something small. They work for something small. I was like, work for something small? He was like, yeah. I was like, see, I already knew something was up with this little dude, man. I was like, but for real though, man, he gonna burn himself though. I was like, but Biggs though, man, Biggs fully invested. I said, Biggs was in that junk smoking la for a whole week with dude. So I was like, he just got enough to basically calm Biggs down. You know what I mean? Like, and now Biggs is basically like really got his back. So I'm like, yo, what we gonna? He was like, man, look, that's why I want you to go holler at Biggs. He was like, when you tell him this, don't tell him on the strength that he pull up on his roommate, bro. I just want you to tell him he can know who he dealing with, bro. Like this right here, he gotta know who he dealing with, bro. Cause that little dude, Jim, the little sneaky little dude, man. So I'm like, man, all right, man, I'm gonna tell him, bro. So my man dipped off. I was standing on the top tier, just trying to find the right moment to be able to tell this dude, you know what I mean? So I'm like, man, I'm gonna tell him, man. I was like, man, but I gotta tell him. The dude, Jim, didn't really say nothing too crazy, but his choice of words sound like we on some flunky stuff, and that's not what it is. Like, basically, I'm around because I'm holding my man down. Plus, I want some la-la. But at the same time, though, like, bro, don't think that little spoon you gave us, bro, is like a payment of protecting you, bro. Because if you thinking that's what it is, bro, you're going to have to come up a whole lot more when that real pack come through, y'all. So, boom. So, I was going to tell bro to count anyway, man. So, I seen Biggs finally come out. I seen him come out with his bowl that don't walk. He was like, I was like, yo, come here, bro. He's like, come down here, I'm about to cook. I was like, all right. I come down the steps nice and easy. I was like, shh. Oh, that bro, man. I get down the steps. Like, what's up, man? What's good? He was like, what's good? I was like, what's up, bro? He was like, what's good? I was like, hey, man. Shh. Hey, look, man. You can't say nothing about this. He was like, what? I said, nah. I said, put it on your kids, bro. He was like, man, you gonna make me put it on my kids, Weezy, man? Come on, Weezy, man. I said, bro, I'm not telling you this until you put it on your kids, then you're not gonna say nothing, man. He was like, all right, man. He called his kid's name, man. I put it on them, man. I was like, bro, look, the only reason I'm telling you to do that, though, bro, I said, because I don't want you to overreact. You know what I mean? He was like, overreact about what? What is it about my celly? I was like, yeah. He was like, what? He started making the stuff. I'm like, bro, you know the dude he be going to talk to? He be 229 and going to talk to that's in 41 pod? He's like, yeah, what about him? I said, man, well, you know he in the cell with bro from the town. I said, somebody came back and told us. He was like, who's us? I said, don't worry about that, because he don't want to be involved with your maniac activity, bro. I said, but look, somebody came back and told us that man was in the cell talking greasy, telling me, yeah, the Norfolk dudes protecting him. He only had to give us a spoon for protection. We take cheap payments, and he ain't really had to pay us nothing. Like, we on some old clown stuff, bro. You know what I mean? He was like, I mean, what you mad about that? I'm like, what you mean I'm mad about that? He was like, he did. He gave you a spoon, right? I mean, you gotta hold him down. He give you a spoon. I said, I don't have to do nothing. I said, I'm rolling with you, bro. I said, I will take whatever he got, bro. He was like, go ahead, Weezy. I said, nah, I ain't saying it like that. I'm just saying it like, bro, you know what I mean? Like, just know what you're dealing with, bro. Dude talking greasy about us behind our back, bro. He's not from where we from, bro. He was like, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Like, as long as he look out, like, I'm gonna look out. And I'm gonna make sure don't nobody mess with him. So, like, that's an even exchange, bro. Like, you know, we be in the cell chilling. He a good roommate. Like, I ain't got no problem with him. So, like, it is. I said, all right, I'm just letting you know how he be talking. That's why I'm telling you this, bro. That's why I told you don't say nothing. I said, because I ain't tell you this to go pull up on him and go find out about this and find out about that. I said, bro, keep that junk low, bro. I said, because more stuff will probably come out. I said, that's how you play somebody, bro. You don't go let all your cards out, bro, and then let people know what you know and all know. I said, bro, you play it slow, bro. Pause. I said, you play it like that. You know what I mean? So he like, all right, Weezy, man. He was like, man, I ain't gonna say nothing to him, man. He was like, but you know he about to go to VI this week. You know what I mean? He was like, look, when he go this week, he said he going to get 2 zips. I was like, 2 zips? He was like, yeah, he about to go get 2 zips this week. I was like, for real? He can handle it? He was like, yeah, he can handle that. You know, he be cheating the junk, that junk easy. I was like, bro, listen, with 2 zips, bro. I said, that's decent right there. What he gonna do for you? He said he gonna give me a quarter. I was like, a quarter, bro? He gonna give you a quarter out of 2 zips? He was like, what's wrong with that? I was like, what's wrong? Bro, I said, man, come on, Biggs, man. I said, bro, you acting slow now, bro. He was like, I'm acting slow. I said, bro, you acting like 2 zips is a little bit of stuff. I said, 2 zips is a lot of work, bro. I said, 2 zips is a lot of work for a dude on the street, bro. He was like, what, I should ask for a halftime? I was like, yes, bro, get a halftime, bro. He was like, I'm gonna see what's going on though, but like, I just want to make sure nobody don't mess with him when he come back. You know, once he get it, then we can negotiate from there. But at the same time though, I'm just trying to make sure that nobody else, you know what I mean? So I'm like, man, all right, man, you know what I mean? So I said what I had to say, man. I put him on point, man. He got to take what he gonna take from it, man. Go from there, y'all. So boom. So I said a couple more days went by. Now it's like Wednesday. Now it's like Wednesday. Wednesday is the day that they always bring new intake style junk, man. So I look up, you know what I mean? So they always bring new intake style junk. So they call 2 o'clock rec. So they always bring new intakes to the junk. We didn't get nobody in our block. We ain't nobody come to our block, nobody, you know what I mean? So we went to rec that day. We went to dinner. After dinner, you know, we went out for rec again a little bit later in the pod. Then we're done for the day. So now we're going on Thursday. So when we woke up on Thursday, somebody had sent me a kite. I didn't know who it was because there wasn't no name on the joint, but I read the kite. And the kite said, yo, look, the dude from y'all city is up here now. He in 43 pod. Look, wait for us in the chow hall. Y'all going to chow first. Wait for us in the chow hall when y'all go to lunch. And make the little dude wait too. So I'm like, I read the jump, like, who is this? So I asked the dude who brought it. I was like, who gave you this? He was like, that bald head dude, the red tee, kind of tall dude. I'm like, so that's the dude that came over here that one time, 229 over here, and was telling me that dude was the cops. So I'm like, so I go tell my bro, I'm like, hey bro, remember the dude that came over here in 229? I was like, bro, he just sent me a kite and say, bro from the town is up here, that's part of the red team that came from Buckingham that really know the count. You know what I mean? About the little dude jump. He was like, for real? I was like, yeah. He was like, man, what's in the dark always come to light, bro. That's what I'm telling you, bro. You can't hide from your past, bro. That junk always catch up to you. I was like, bro, I don't know why he thought if he did some old hot stuff that it wouldn't catch up to him. He was like, look, let me ask you something. You gonna take bro word from Norfolk? I was like, he was like, do you know dude? I was like, I know him from Sussex too. Yeah, I know him from Sussex too, bro. He was like, did you rock with him like that? I was like, we know each other. I said, but you know, he was in the red team, so it was like, we cool, but he had his thing going, I had my thing going. He's like, so you say you ain't gonna take his word? I was like, bro ain't never come off on no clown stuff, bro. I was like, he get his own motion, he got his own stuff going on, and like, he don't gotta like lie on nobody or whatever the case. So he like, all right, well, let's go hear him out then. I said, yo, he told me to wait for them at the chow, and he's told me to wait and make the little dude wait too. But I was like, I ain't even gonna tell Biggs and dude, you know what I mean? I said, I ain't gonna say nothing to them yet, bro. He was like, yeah, don't say nothing to them, don't say nothing to them. Let's go see what's going on. And then we'll just take it from there. So I'm like, all right, bet. You know what I mean? So waited if they get ready to call child. So they finally put us on standby for child. Everybody get ready. You know what I mean? So they called child. Of course, the little dude, Jim, didn't go. He didn't go to child. Biggs went to child, but he didn't sit with us because me and bro, we left out kind of late. Biggs had came out a little bit before us. He had sat with these other dudes, and he was already finished kind of like by the time we was getting in the joint. So he dipped out. So when we came in the joint, me and bro went late, but we can wait for a 40 building. So we in that joint eating this lollygagging a little bit, taking our time with the food. You know what I mean? And there's some garbage over there. It's beefaroni, you know what I mean? I brought the seasoned pack from the soup, the beef junk. I had to spice it up a little bit because it come with garlic bread, so it'll make you want to eat it sometime if you got a seasoned pack game. So I seasoned packed the Jane up real nice, that beef seasoned pack game. You know what I mean? Real nice. Put a little spot to that beefaroni. So I'm sitting in the junk. We just in the junk, slowly eating. Seen 41 come in the junk. Boom, it come in the junk. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, 43 coming in the junk. So I'm looking, I'm just waiting. Because I ain't seen bro in a minute. I've been on Lawrenceville 2 years. And I ain't seen bro since I was in 4 building. You know what I mean? So like, I ain't seen him in a minute. So I'm waiting. And I see somebody come in. I seen some red team dudes come in, and I look. And I seen bro, you know what I mean? Bro kind of dark skinned dude, got a little size to him, a little taller than me. He come in, he like, He looking immediately. He was like, where's that? I was like, oh, what's up, bro? I was like, we over here, bro. He was like, all right. I looked, the bald head, light skinned dude with him. A couple of other red teams dude with him. They come in. Boom, they get their tray. It was only me and bro at the table, you know what I mean? So they come sit down. Like, boom, he sit down. He was like, what's up, man? Dap him up. Like, what's good? He was like, what's up with this camp? I was like, bro, jump sweet. He was like, Hot Rod was up here. I was like, bro, them dudes went home. You know what I mean? He was like, yeah, man, I missed him. That jump crazy. I was like, yeah, bro, this jump sweet though, bro. I said, this jump sweet. You gonna like this jump? I was like, but look though. Hey, what's up with the little dude, Johnny? He was like, what's he a rat? What you mean, what's up with him? He a rat, bro. He a prime rat. Master Splinter. I was like, you sure, bro? I said, because look, it's a dude from the town. He was like, I already heard. They already told me there's a dude from Norfolk that he in a cell with that's protecting him. He was like, look, if you rock with dude, man, I'm telling you, bro, tell dude, fall back, man. Fall back. But I was like, why you say that? He was like, man, cuz, man. He was like, man, dude in the way, man. He was like, look. He said, we always in the same block together, man. He said he started bringing the pack. He came out of nowhere and said he could bring the pack. He said he started going to get the pack. He said everything was going smooth, man, until he got jealous of another dude that was bringing the pack. So he said when the other dude, the part of the red team, was bringing the pack, he said it's like he got jealous because he felt like the red team was rocking with the other dude more. So he said he told on that dude. He said out of nowhere, that dude got tore off in the V room. So he's like, the word that came back that they said somebody had dropped a kite on him that night before he went to VI. So nobody was like, who would do that to the red team? Like, you know what I mean? So that was the first thing that they said was happening that was fishing. So he said he got rid of that dude. So he said after he started coming through, he said dudes just stopped liking him like that. And dudes just started extorting him, like going in the junk, taking his stuff, doing all that, man. He said, man, this is my word. He said, man, the man told on 5 dudes that was on the red team. He said, got 5 dudes sent off the joint, man. He said the dude that was rocking with him, that was protecting him, bro. He was like, man, that's word, bro. He got locked up. And when he got locked up, they shipped him off the joint. Dudes were trying to figure out how he gets shipped. How he gets shipped. They was like, right after that, they was like, this nigga gets shipped. I was like, man, for real, man. He was like, bro, that man told, bro. He was like, he a rat, he a coward, bro. He was like, niggas been kicked him out the red team. He said, them niggas that whooped his ass in y'all pod, that was just a bonus ass whooping, bro. He was like, man, niggas just want to eat his food every time, because that nigga a bitch. I'm like, damn, bro. He was like, then furthermore, Weezy, you already know I ain't on no bullshit, bro. You think I'm gonna get y'all niggas from the town to do some more bullshit for nothing, bro? He was like, that nigga broad, man. He was like, man, tell your man, do not fuck with that nigga, man. I was like, man, shh, that shit crazy. Like, I ain't even lie to y'all. Hearing that information sounded crazy though, man. That shit sounded crazy. I ain't even gonna lie, that shit sounded crazy because like I didn't really want to hear that shit, man, because I'm like, damn, bro, coming back with 2 zips. Biggs gonna play fair. I already know. I'm like, yo, Biggs need to get one of them jacks for real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck going on? So I'm like, man, damn, I ain't really want to hear that shit. He like, well, look, that's my good word, man. So we get up, it's time to leave. So everybody leaving out the joint. So me and bro still walking. He was like, look, man, goddamn, cause I fuck with you, bro. I'm gonna tell you, bro. I'm like, what's up? He was like, man, look, niggas coming over that bitch to rob that nigga this weekend, bro. I was like, for real? He's like, man, tell your man, get out the way, bro. I'm telling you, man. Tell him to get the fuck out the way, man. It's blood business, bro. I was like, shh. All right, I'm gonna tell him, bro. I'm gonna tell him. He was like, all right. That bro up, man. He went to 40 building, y'all. So boom. Me and bro walked back in the pod like, damn. Now we gotta relay this news to Biggs. We gotta relay this news to Biggs, man. So I'm like, man, this shit crazy, man. I'm like, damn. But everything is adding up the way it's supposed to add up. Like, you know, you can't really hide who you are in prison. That shit come back on you, man. I don't give a fuck, man. Somebody knows something. Somebody knows something, man. So I'm just like, man, damn, man. I'm just looking at this shit like, this shit fucked up, man. But like, at the end of the day, like, this information gotta get told, man. I gotta go holler at Biggs about this shit, man. So bro was like, go holler at him. You holler at him. All right, man. You know what I mean? So, goddamn, I go holler at Biggs. So when I go holler at Biggs, as soon as I walk in this door, he like, here, Weezy, here. I'm like, what? He give me a knife. The nigga give me a knife, man. This is my word. He give me a knife. I'm like, what's this for, bro? What the fuck is this? He was like, bro, look, fuck that shit, man. He was like, man, look, some niggas out there talking about they gonna get this nigga, bro. Fuck that shit, man. I'm about to pull up on niggas right now. They in the pod. I'm like, who in the pod? He was like, them other niggas that was up. I was like, so it's like a different set of red team. I'm like, bro, this shit crazy as a motherfucker. I'm like, man, this shit crazy, man. I'm like, this shit, wow. He was like, nah. I was like, yo, bro, look, chill, bro. I was like, man, fuck them niggas. They ain't gonna do shit. I just hollered at my nigga from Norfolk. That's the red team, bro. That was on Buckingham with him. He was like, what do you say? I was like, bro, look, come out. Cause the little dude was sitting right there. I mean, bro walked out the cell for he won't hear what we talking about. I said, bro, look, bro. You know what I mean? He was like, man, look, hold that fucking knife, Weezy. I was like, man, all right, man, I got it, man. I was like, look, bro. Niggas say that nigga a rat, man. Nigga said that nigga a fucking rat, bro. He was like, I was like, bro, the nigga from the town, I know the nigga, bro. Nigga red team was on Buckingham, bro. Nigga said the nigga a rat, bro. Said nigga a rat, bro. Nigga told on the whole blood team, all that shit, bro. He was like, oh, I was like, bro, the nigga say everything, bro. I said, man, that's my word, bro. That's my word, bro. He was like, shh, man. The fuck, bro. I was like, bro, listen, bro. As he's saying that, the red team niggas put on, he was like, yo, watch out. He was like, yo, hold on, bro. We right here talking. He was like, yo, bro, y'all ain't gonna keep coming to my cell with this shit, man. Dude was like, man, y'all niggas gotta watch the fuck out. Y'all ain't got nothing to do with this shit. This word, Biggs pull out. Biggs pull out. When he pull out, the red team dude pull out. Yeah, I was like, I'm looking at this shit. I'm like, shh. I pull out, y'all. I ain't want to, man. So boom. Y'all see how I be in this BS, man? I'm like, hey, look, man, y'all niggas chill out, man. Y'all chill out because there's so much going on right now. I'm thinking about these 2 zips. I'm thinking about these 2 zips, man. This word. But at the same time, though, this nigga's a fucking rat. I don't have an idea in my mind why this shit is going on. All I know is there's 3 knives out there in the pod. The lady don't even fucking see us. I'm like this. I got the jump tucked behind my arm, though. Like right here. I got it out. The pod see it. I'm like, yo, bro, y'all gotta chill out, man. I ain't gonna keep what's my man said. So B's like, man, fuck that shit, man. All us going this time. Fuck that. Dudes were like, man, we about to have a knife fight over that pussy ass nigga. I was like, man, I wanted to be like, yo, the nigga right, man. That's where B's was like, no, fuck that. Fuck that, ain't nobody fucking with him, man. Ain't nobody fucking with him, man. I was like, this shit crazy. We standing there with the hammers, y'all. This is my word. I'm like, shit, wow, man. I look up, see the little nigga come to the door that's in the goddamn cell with Biggs. He like, he looking at all this action. We got the hammers out like this. We like, red team was like, man, y'all niggas in the fucking way though, man. Don't worry about it. Yeah, this weekend. Yeah, don't worry about it. This weekend, nigga, we gotta have that nigga ass. You gotta have that nigga ass. We don't give a fuck, bro. We just coming here to beat this nigga ass. Y'all niggas keep getting in the fucking way. I'm like, shit was crazy, y'all, because I ain't even gonna lie. I did feel like I was in the fucking way. But I'll be lying to y'all if I didn't tell y'all I was happy that this shit didn't go down, man. I was about to be off of Lawrenceville that fucking fast. I got the knife in my fucking hand. I'm riding with my man. I'm like, this shit, wow, this bitch Big standing there serious as a bitch. Big's like, what's up? I'm like, man, them niggas like, all right, niggas dip. You know what I mean? So when they dip out the pod. So when they dip out the pod, the niggas from Richmond, that's part of the red team, they come down and John like, oh, look, we ain't got nothing to do with that shit. That's them niggas. Them niggas heard about them niggas. I was like, man, I ain't even seen them niggas before. They was like, man, they heard about that nigga's a rat. And them niggas just was coming to eat, bro. You know what I mean? They heard he had some la-la. They was just coming to eat. They ain't gonna fuck with Sully was, bro. I'm like, man, this shit crazy, man. So nigga B was like, we just hold that hammer. I was like, man, fuck, I gotta hold it now. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, bro. They came in that joint and say, lock down. Lock down, lock down. I said, yo, bro, when we come back out, man, bring your ass to my cell, bro. Bring your ass to my cell. He was like, all right, all right. The whole time my homeboy standing on the top tail looking at me like, I was like, bro, you see this shit, bro? He was like, man, look at you, Weezy in the middle of that shit. I was like, man, this shit crazy as a motherfucker, bro. So boom, I go in the cell, sit down, I had to think about everything. I had to let my mind work. I had to let shit register, man. I was like, man, fuck, man. I was like, man, that nigga about to get 2 zips. I was like, man, for this shit, if a nigga protect him, man, he gotta throw us a whole zip. I was like, man, that nigga gotta throw us a whole zip, man. Straight the fuck up, man. That nigga gotta throw us a whole zip. So I couldn't wait to count clear. If I could tell Biggs and shit. So as count clear, 2 minutes later, I told my celly, hey, let me holler at him right quick. My celly dip out, Biggs coming to joint. He's like, what's up, bro? What's good? What we gonna do? I was like, bro, look. He was like, man, we said that shit almost at the same time. He was like, we gonna rob him. We almost said that shit at the same time. He was like, man, I was thinking the same shit. He was like, look, I told this nigga, man, all this shit we doing, man, I need an ounce. I told that nigga, I need 1 of them ounces. Guess what the nigga say? I was like, what? He said, man, that nigga say he'll give me a half. I said, what? He was like, yeah. I was like, man. I said, this little petty son of a bitch. I said, nah, bro. Fuck that shit, man. We gonna take the whole fucking thing and let the fucking wolves take care of that nigga ass. He was like, man, right. Fuck that nigga, bro. Them niggas coming over here anyway. He was like, as soon as that nigga come back in the cell, we gonna be waiting on his dumb ass. I was like, damn right, bro. We were waiting on that nigga ass, bro. Fuck that shit, bro. Fuck that shit, y'all. I promise y'all, man, like, I'm not even a nigga that be on the robbing shit. And I know, I got locked up for robbing. I got locked up for robbing, y'all, but I'm not a robber in penitentiary, y'all. So boom. Sometimes stuff happen the way it happens, man. It turns you into a different type of goon, man. Like, at the end of the day, I have to be a winner. That's what it's about in there, man. You either a winner or you a fucking loser. And I won't go be a loser in this shit, man. You know what I mean? I ain't got no beef with the red team, and I'm glad it didn't go down. But at the same time, though, I'm not coming out this shit as a loser. I'm not coming out this shit as a loser, man. So goddamn, we was like, yo, look, when that nigga go to that motherfucking VI, we gonna be in the room waiting on his ass. Biggs was like, I be in the room waiting on him anyway. I was like, well, look though, what if a nigga try to get him before he get to the cell? I was like, man, look, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be out in the hallway waiting for that nigga to come back. When that nigga go, Biggs was like, all right, and I'm gonna be standing by our cell waiting for him to come back. He was like, but when he come back, make sure you come behind his ass. I was like, that's a bet, bro. So I had went and told my man the plan after me and Biggs had put it together. And my man was like, yo, y'all niggas going to the fucking hole. That's a word. My man said, man, y'all niggas going to the fucking hole. I was like, bro, nah, fuck that shit, man. So the weekend came, you know what I mean? The weekend came, everybody waiting patiently for this nigga. Everybody, the red team, everybody waiting. Everybody knew it was gonna be something that happened when this nigga go back to the VI. This nigga go back to the VI, man. He go back to the VI, but he's feeling good because he got the protection. And we ain't gonna let nothing happen to him. So he probably feeling like he's straight. Man, my word, man. Goddamn, you know, my man had already put the bug in my ear that niggas coming through. You know what I mean? So I had noticed kind of like wreck was letting out. It was niggas from 40 building trying to 229, but they got tore off trying to 229. So they hollered at the niggas that was in 31. That was red team. So they started like 229 over into our jump. So they was up in the joint already. You know what I mean? So I pinned the whole shit. So I called my man that's in 31. He came out with solid points. I kick it with him. He asked me, I'm telling him, he was like, what's up, what you got going on over there? I was like, bro, look at this shit. I had a whole knife and everything. He's like, a knife? What the fuck you doing? I was like, oh, bro, Biggs over that bitch tripping, bro. Goddamn, his selling, long story. They say he a rat. He got kicked out the red team. Niggas want his neck. All type of shit, bro. He was like, man, that shit crazy. I was like, well, look, though, it's the kicker. I said, he about to come back with 2 zips. I said, bro, we about to get that nigga, bro. I said, when I get him, I said, with my zip, I'm gonna send my zip over here to you, bro. I said, hold it for me, because I don't know what the fuck gonna happen. I said, as soon as I get the nigga, bro, I need you to be on the door, because I'm gonna slide it under the door, bro. He was like, that's a bet. He was like, no, if you just get the door open, I was like, all right, bet. Just be out in the salad port. I was like, but look, though, I'm gonna come back out here in 30 minutes. See, you could come back out. So I wanna be here when this nigga get out the V room. I gotta be right here. So he was like, all right, bet. So we put it together. I come back out. He come back out. We meet in the hallway. We standing out by the ice machine. You know what I mean? It's going on like 2 o'clock. So I know he on his way back. So goddamn, the slide door open up from the outside in our building. See the sun come through that bitch. It's him. He come through that bitch like this. He see me, he was like, what's up, Wiz? What's up, Wiz? I promise you, it was a dude in 32 pod, in the honor pod. I didn't even know he was on the red team. He's watching the door. As soon as I see him at the door, he shoot upstairs. He run upstairs, I guess, to tell dudes from our top door and dudes from 31. I don't know where he went at, but all I know is I knew he was alerting people. So he come back through. He was like, what's up, Wiz? I was like, what's good, man? You tight ass, man. He was like, I'm tight, Wiz. I was like, bro, goddamn, Biggs told you to throw us a zip, bro. It's a lot of us, bro. He was like, man, I was gonna give him a halftime for y'all. That ain't enough? No, I gotta look out for my homie in 41. I'm like, yeah, that's enough, bro. You good, you good. He was like, yeah, that's what's up. So he started hitting the button, the door opened up. 33 opened up my pod. He walked through the joint. He was like, he started walking through the joint. I just seeing everybody. Doors was looking, cuts was coming open, everybody was looking. I'm like, I'm right behind his ass door. I look, Biggs stuck his head out the door. Biggs was like, this word, he coming to jump. He was like, yeah, got the jump, bro. Got the jump. He sat on the box. He was like, damn, man, look, give me a minute to get this shit out right quick. Biggs was like, I'll get that shit out right now. He was like, what do you mean? He was like, man, take that shit out right now, bro. Hurry the fuck up. He turned around at me. He was like, he turned around at me. I had the knife like this. Like I had it like I hit him like this. I was like, yeah, bro, come on, man, get that shit up, man. Hurry up, bro. Hurry up, man. He was like, well, y'all gonna fucking rob me. Man, I was like, man, hurry the fuck up, nigga. He was like, man, y'all niggas gonna fucking rob me. Biggs was like, nigga, I ain't gonna tell you again, nigga. Fuck wrong with you, nigga. We protecting you, nigga. This for your own good. Give us the shit, nigga. We gonna put it up, nigga, and make sure, cause these niggas about to come over here for your ass. We about to have a fucking knife fight right now, motherfucker. So give it up. This all your fault. He was like, man, y'all niggas, man. He was like, man, huh? Man, he was like, man, look, hurry the fuck up and get it out, man. That nigga was like, he backed up. He was like, man, y'all niggas, he bent over, pause. This is brutal right here. Like, he didn't have it in the tool. He cheated the jump. He was like, y'all niggas gonna do me like this, man. Took the jump out. He was like, man, y'all gonna do, he started taking the plastic off there. I guess that was in his cheeks, pause. He was like, y'all gonna do me like this, man. That shit drop on the sink. Swerve. I got there, saw that shit. I was like, swerve. I just wrapped that shit in a brown napkin. I was like, this the whole shit. He was like, yeah, man. Y'all gonna do me like that, though, man. That's y'all word. Y'all gonna do me like that, man. That's fucked up, man. I thought y'all fucked me. Like, man, shut the fuck up, man. You a fucking rat anyway, bitch. Rat ass nigga. He was like, Man, y'all niggas believe it. He's like, man, fuck you, man. I ain't trying to hear that shit, man. All this shit you done stirred up in this bitch. This word Biggs like, man, shut the fuck up, nigga. And you getting the fuck out of this cell too today, nigga. Puss ass nigga. Goddamn. So I was like, yo, bro, come on, bro. Come on, bro. I was like, look, I ain't even tell Biggs what I was gonna do. I was gonna say, I thought it was gonna be separated, but it was in one. So I was like, bro, I'm about to take this shit to bro over in 31 pod, bro. So he was like, all right. I dipped. I take it over to 31 pod. My man was out the joint. He was like, this is right here. I was like, yeah, hold that joint. Man, this is my word. When I come back in the joint, goddamn Biggs walk by. I'm seeing Biggs walk past the steps, and niggas was going towards his room. But this time Biggs didn't turn around and stop them. He didn't do none of that shit, man. Biggs just kept walking, and them niggas went right up in Biggs' cell. And they went right up in that nigga's cell, man. Nigga was like, man, what the fuck? Niggas start hitting his head, boom, boom, boom. Niggas start beating his ass. Man, they was beating his ass in that motherfucker, man. So when I come back in, I'm like, shit, Chris, what they doing him? I'm telling you, they doing him dirty in that bitch. This shit sound brutal in that motherfucker, man. That's my word. It sounds so damn brutal when the goddamn CO was, when they coming in do, like he didn't even do rounds. The CO just was coming in to stand by the brick wall. But when the door opened up, that's what I'm saying, the sliding door opened up, that's all you heard was, like they was in there beating his monkey ass. Man, they beating the fuck out of him in that bitch. Goddamn Big standing by the front door. I'm standing by the front door. We like, shit, crazy. CO said, what's going on in there, man? What's going on in there? They fighting, man. He looked at us. We looking like, nigga, I don't fucking know. He was like, I need some help over here in 33 par. I need some help. The next thing you know, police coming in out, Joe. Super deep. They coming at Joe. They coming at motherfucker. This is my word. They run straight to the fight. Them niggas beating his ass. They beating his ass, man. Where that? That's all you hear. Where that? That shit gone. That pack gone. After a while of whooping his ass, I really believe that they felt that we took the shit. They already knew we took the shit. This is my word. The pack is gone. The pack is gone. Police come in that bitch, bag all them niggas. It was 4 niggas in there beating his ass. None of them from our part. Man. This word, they do him dirty. They get him out. They get all them niggas out. Then they finally bring out the nigga who was getting his ass whooped. They bring him out. He got them come out and nigga shit leaking. Fucked up. He ain't in handcuffs. They take the nigga out. They walk the nigga to medical. They lock us down. So we in the cell. I don't have nothing though. And bro don't have nothing. So bro go back in the cell. He was like, yo, I'm gonna go back in the cell. In the cell, bloody as a bitch. They was like, you need to step in. He was like, I'm not going back in that shit. So they made him sit right there on the table. They was like, sit right here then. So they made him sit at the jump. My word, man. Police came back in that bitch later. Investigator, every fucking body. They went in that bitch. They start looking for more shit in that nigga cell. They was like, yeah, there's something in this bitch. Where the knife at? He was like, man, I ain't got no fucking knife. This word, the CO did like this. As he was saying it, the CO was like, that nigga looked right at me. I was like, oh shit. I told my son, CO, they about to come up here. Oh, we ain't got nothing. He was like, I ain't got shit. My word, police come right down our cell. Man, they come right down our cell. Nigga walking in with a knife at. White. I was like, I ain't got no fucking knife. Nigga start searching shit. Whole time I done, Popcorn got that goddamn knife, y'all. So boom. Y'all know I'm a blessed Popcorn with the la. He got that junk, man. His word, I got that junk off. Goddamn, them niggas goddamn fuck my cell up. They fuck bro shit up. They don't find nothing. They lock us down. We was locked down for 3 days behind that shit, man. They locked us down for 3 days. When the 3 days was over with, man, they finally let us off the jump, man. They kept all those red team members in the hole. None of them niggas got out the fucking hole. And the little nigga, he got transferred too, man. They whooped his ass, and I guess because he told about every fucking thing like he always do, they didn't do nothing to his ass except ship him to another compound, man, where he can start over again, man. And that's what he was gonna do, man. That's all them dudes do that go through these problems, man. They start over somewhere else until they secretly get out again, man. But that shit was wild, man. We had to get the nigga first. Man, I promise you, man, after that shit was over with, my man sent us that jump. I threw my man an 8 for looking out. Bro threw him an 8, so all together, he had a quarter to himself. We looked out through bro a whole quarter. Got down. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I played fair with bro from Norfolk. That was part of the red team that put me on the jank, man. That niggas was coming through that day to rob him. I looked out for him, bro. I threw him an 8, man. I had a lot of weed, man. I looked out. That shit was free. That shit was a free play, man. So we looked out, man. Biggs finally got his opportunity to make some money, man. Get his box straight, man. And everything was straight, man. We never seen dude again, man. But we didn't have no problems with the red team behind that shit. Niggas know how it go in penitentiary, man. Like, niggas gonna protect the investment, man. And then, even though that nigga was in the fucking way, he was a rat, he was an investment. And that's what we did, y'all. So that was a crazy situation. That's the damn story, though, y'all. I appreciate y'all for watching another one, man. Y'all know the count, man. Stay your ass out the way. Period, man. Y'all ain't know what to do, man. But This was a bonus banger. So what I need y'all to do this one. I should subscribe to me. Let's go. But be safe out there, people, and stay your hands out of the way.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.